Hello everybody. We are back from an Easter break trip to see our son and daughter-in-law and grandson. And on this video I'm going to put some footage that we took at their house from their yard, looking into a neighbor's yard, because the neighbor had a huge tree taken down, and it was fascinating to watch these people do that, and a little alarming sometimes. Kind of sad to watch a healthy tree come down. That was sad for me, which seems ridiculous, but it was interesting, and so we'll share some footage from that. But first, I wanted to look at some projects that I have been working on that you know about. Look at this, a pair of socks that are finished. Now you can look at these and see that they're kind of thick around the ankle. Oh, and I need to tuck in these ends. I haven't done that yet. But otherwise they're finished. I'm real pleased with how they turned out, and they're pretty much identical in size. And considering I took a little break on the second one right before the heel. That's what always gets me, is I don't like doing the heel. The heel scares me, so I kind of stop and I have to force myself to go back. This is how much yarn I had left over from this skein, Magic Stripes. Let me remind us how big this was. 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. Yeah, that's pretty right. Okay, so I had a good bit left over, which is nice. I did change the pattern and increase the stitch numbers a bit, the casting on stuff, because I was using bigger needles. But then I ended up with a bigger sock. They're just fine though. I mean, I like them. I'm not planning on wearing them with shoes anywhere. I'm going to wear them in the house. But the next time on the other skein I'm going to use, I'm just going to follow the pattern exactly and see if I get some smaller socks. So I'm real pleased with this. I actually finished them within less than a year. Isn't that great? The other thing I wanted to show you is I'm working on the second of these dishcloths, and then I am felting them down, and I'm keeping on washing this one. This one's getting pretty good. I'm excited about that. But I wanted to mention something about this pattern. In order to get a square, okay, and this starts off, what was this, an 8-inch square, and then it's down to like a 6.5 inch now with felting it. But in order to get a square, you enlarge at the beginning of each row, which means that you go back and forth on your enlarging, okay? Just the beginning of each row, and then when you get to the widest point, like here, then you start to reduce at the beginning of each row only, and then when you get down to this point at the top, you'll have a square, okay? Here's one side of the square, and there's another side over there. And that's great for a lot of things, but I was watching Kate Jackson use the same type of pattern to make a shawl, just a shoulder shawl, a little wrap, and it was the kind that are very long and come down to a point and have a short point in the back. And she did that by using the same type of pattern. She did that by adding a stitch at the beginning and end of each row. And so it really goes out further, but it ends up being a perfect shape for one of those little shawls that you really want it around your neck. Okay, so it's going to have a nice long pointed tie and a little bit on the back, on your back and shoulders. I find those to be very useful, and I might make one of those. You know what I'd love to do would be to knit one in wool and then felt it down a little bit so it would be soft, but make it really big so that it would still be long enough. Anyway, that might be a future project. Okay, the other thing that I am still going to do really soon is work on weaving this rug. Now that I'm back home, this is a project probably for this week. I'm quite excited about that. And of course, Ellie Kate's blanket, which is coming along and looking very good. Uh-oh. job. Wow, look at the base. They really got all of it. Oh my goodness.
It can fix me. Wow.
That's very ugly.
I think it's pretty cool. Are those eggs?
Right. Let's do that's a fun part. Oh no! They run away.
Don't touch.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh boy. Oh wow.
I'll hold on now. We'll do a little of that. Alright, let's get those noodles on there.
Ooh, sauce.
Alright. That is getting to be a pain. Oh no.
Open the pot. Open the pot.
Now, we serving out here or are we
Open the
serving
pot.
in? I think we're going to have to serve out here.
Oh yeah.
I
Open
think we're
the
going to have
pot.
to bring everything out.
This is a new perspective, isn't it? I decided to pull my desk out into the middle of my studio so that I could put the camera further away so that you could see what I'm doing on my desk. It's a really big wooden desk that was left at our house when we bought it. And this is where I do most of my work, but usually I have to turn the camera a funny way and, you know, so you can see what I'm doing, but I can't put it on the other side. So we've rearranged. All right, I want to show you what Adam brought back from the printers yesterday. These are all cards that you've seen before, I think. Where's my little knife? I see I rearranged everything on my desk to make it look nicer. Oh, I might have taken the little knife. Oh, there it is. Okay. I better put my glasses on too so I don't do any damage. I had a lot of cards printed because they've been selling pretty well at the market, and I've got them at another little store in Oriental. So this is one that I didn't get many done of, and they sold really quickly. This is my little turtle. I think he's very cute. Let me open up all these, and then I'll show you what I've got. thought I'd bring you in a little bit closer so that when I hold things over there, you can see them. Okay, so here's Mr. Turtle. I've done a lot of seahorses, but this is one, I think the best one at the time. I did paint it. It was painted on a card, and then I took a scan of it, and the cards that I paint on directly are kind of an off-white, and so the background on it has a color to it. Not wild about that, but it seems to sell well. I don't think people mind. I've done quite a few octopi, and this is one octopus that turned out really well. I liked all the bubbles around him. This is one of my very favorites. This is a sunflower. The original to this I painted for a lady in Oriental, and so I took a lot of care with it. I was really careful, and it turned out well, and I scanned it before I sold it to her so that I could keep the image for cards. And I think at that time, I don't even know if I was making cards, but I'm glad I did a scan. And then this is blueberries, kind of in honor of my brother and sister-in-law who have a blueberry farm. So I hope you can see those okay. So I'm going to package these up in 5 cards per little package and get them ready to take to the market, because some of them I am totally out of. Don't have any left. Like I think the turtles, the seahorses, and I don't have many sunflowers or many octopi left. So I'm going to do that today, and I forget what else is going to be on this video. I think it's a mishmash of stuff. But at least you've got a new perspective of my workspace. It kind of is crazy looking in the studio, but I think it may work better this way. And I think I'll be able to show you what I'm doing better without having to get out of the frame or take the stuff out of the frame. Okay, well, I'll get these packaged up